So as we can see, as I mentioned earlier, that Holocaust don't mean what they say it means. Holocaust means sacrifice. So if someone come up to you and ask you, are you aware of what happened in the Holocaust? You'll have the knowledge to conversate with them on an intellectual level and say, listen, I know exactly what the Holocaust is. It's a sacrifice. And the people who are sacrificed are called cattle and are used in a proxy elite war to allow them to occupy, colonize, and slaughter people in foreign lands. It's a sacrifice. That's what Holocaust is. Okay? The Holocaust did not lead to the destruction or the demoralization. And they set up different factions of religions. You notice when the powers and elite go into an area, they don't set up synagogues to convert people into Judaism. Okay? They set up Christian churches. Preparation for sacrifice. So Christianity is a tool of the elite, not a belief of the elite. Okay, when the Jewish powers that control the earth go into a new land and destroy it through these bankers, they don't set up synagogues to convert people into Judaism. Wake up before you be a part of this Holocaust. Wake up. Habakkuk 2:12. Read it again.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts.
This is not of the Most High that they are building cities with blood. Okay, if someone ran into the Twin Towers, what do that have to do with you beheading people in Libya right now? But the Twin Towers allowed you to have occupation and military presence over in the Middle East, so that now when you switch the narrative, you'll have boots on the ground to kill other people. Yeah. And see, and these satanic elite who are in charge, they're laughing at you. They look at the memorials on 911 and see the people with their hands on their chest on the red, white, and blue and crying over They knew exactly what was going to happen and did not warn the people. They wanted the people to be there for the narrative, for the script. They needed the blood. They needed people jumping out of buildings. I think it was 6 Jewish people on a roof from Mossad filming it. They had a perfect aim towards the buildings with their cameras so they could film the event beforehand. And they're looking at people sitting there still falling for the same story. Wake up, or you will be a part of a Holocaust. A sacrifice to Lucifer. That's the genocidal plan of the elite. Now, some people like to call them the elite. Is the same exact word. They're the children of Caesar that are continuing the conquest of Rome. You call them elite. A lot of people don't want to mention that they're Jewish people in fear of being called anti-Semites, and then your finances can be taken away. You don't get the support you need. So what? Tell the truth. They're building Satan's world. Will be going through these things, putting themselves through fire, and operating in total vanity. Some people want to follow the narrative because it allows you to live in your fantasy world. You think that this world is freedom. You think that the way we're living is right, and you don't want this taken away. You are a slave. So some people know that what they're doing is not correct, but they feel that if they stand up, then the little lifestyle they think is actually living will be taken away. To work. We need to prepare for the worst case scenario if we can't get jobs for these people, because no jobs leads to criminal elements. They want the criminal element so that they can give Lucifer more holocausts. They're feeding this. They're the people shipping guns all around the places. They're the people with the drugs. They're doing this. They're feeding the frenzy so that they can give Lucifer more holocausts, which is sacrifice. And then the Jewish people that are following this Holocaust story, you're being played too. A lot of you people are not even Jewish. Okay, you were just used as a proxy so that they can put films on a bunch of Europeans going into Israel fulfilling the prophecies. A lot of these Europeans in Israel don't even believe in the religion Judaism. They just want to live they are oppressing the Europeans over there now, that they used to get Jerusalem, because they don't need them either. Yes, go ahead.
As it was mentioned earlier, part of the covenant of the Jewish people with their god Lucifer is sacrificing to their god Lucifer, as it was brought out earlier. When you go to Psalms chapter 50, verse 5, it says, "Gather my saints unto me, those who have made a covenant with me by sacrifice." So the same way the Israelites made a covenant with the Most High by sacrifice, the Jewish people have also made a covenant.
I go there. I go there. One moment. It says Judges 8 and 33.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read it. Judges 8 and 33. And it came to pass, as soon as Gideon was dead, that the children of Israel turned again and went a whoring after Baalim, and made Baal Berith their god.
Read that again.
And it came to pass, as soon as Gideon was dead, that the children of Israel turned again and went a whoring after Baalim, and made Baal Berith their god.
Now remember, the name of the organization is B'nai Berith, which means sons of the covenant. When you go to Judges chapter 8, verse 33, it shows you who's the God over this particular covenant. His name is Baal Berith. You know that Baal is Satan himself. So this is the Lord or the God that's over their particular covenant, who they sacrifice people through the Holocaust, so on and so forth. So I want to bring out
The water, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And be on their side against the elect by default. And if you believe you are an atheist, that's a belief in itself. That's a belief. Okay? To believe that the Most High don't exist is a belief in itself. The water, brother, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed. Understand their program, their Kabbalah program, and their systematic. See, they have a belief and a structure, but here's the deep part about this. They can only do what we allow them to do. They really don't have any power. They're no one to fear. They can only do this if we yield ourselves and operate as cattle. We must buy into their system in order to be used by their system. Okay. Does anyone have any questions concerning this particular lesson we put out there today? To some Jewish people. No one is even thinking about you. But they have to keep this fear in the children that one day someone is going to come up to kill them so that they can join the conspiracy. So they can actually fight for their right in their Jewish national patriotism. We don't blame the Jewish people who don't know any better. when you listen to it through the video. Huh? Okay. So if something happens where it was choppy or broken up, you can always go back and review the video. And in the video, someone says they didn't hear when we were talking about Judges 8 and 33. Can you repeat that back for him, Lawyer, about the faction of the powers?
Right. There's a Jewish organization that you can look up called B'nai B'rith.
B'nai B'rith.
Right. If you want to look it up, the actual spelling is B. They'll have like a apostrophe at the top. N-A-I.
When you go to 8 and 33, you will see B'nai B'rith, which is the God the Jewish powers or the elite worship. It's Satan himself. It's Satan himself that they worship and they sacrifice to. Okay? Last piece that we want to do here. Do me a favor.